While the president has declined to follow the tradition of publicly releasing his tax returns, the attorneys general plan to ask the court to demand their release in order to see the extent of his business interests, including any loans. Elaine, because this is the first lawsuit of its kind, there's really no precedent to prejudge its outcome.
So, Margaret, given what you just said, on what basis do the attorneys general have the grounds to sue?
Well, they have laid out in this now public lawsuit 2 grounds claiming domestic and foreign violations here, in that they believe and argue that the president has received government incentives, unfair favoritism in essence, because he was allowed to keep the lease on the old post office, which is now the site of his Trump hotel. And in the lease itself, in the contract language, it specifically says that no one who is holding public office, government office, can do that. However, it was after the president appointed his own choice of leadership to agency known as the GSA that was reconsidered, and now he is going to be allowed to keep that interest. So that's an argument that there's sort of been favoritism there, but then also more broadly there's an argument that any kind of payment or benefit he receives from a foreign entity, if somebody who's a foreign national brings a government delegation to stay at one of his hotels, for example, they can argue that he is funneling money, or someone who is renting or leasing space in one of Trump Towers, that they are in essence putting money in the president's pocket. And so that's the ground for this argument. However, because emoluments clause, basically taking this to court in this way, potentially to the Supreme Court, like the attorneys general say they will, is something that we've never seen before. So it's really case law that many will be watching to see if it can progress. But as the attorneys general say themselves, we've never had a president like President Trump.
And Margaret, could this case finally force the president to release his tax returns?
Well, that's one of the grounds that the attorneys general believe that they can cover here. Ask the court to demand the release, as I mentioned. And they believe that because it would have direct involvement in this case in proving that the president's businesses, the Trump Organization, which he retains ownership of through a trust, he did not divest himself from it. They want to show all the sources of income, whether they are loans, money he owes, whether it's money is received through companies that could be, for instance, majority owned by a foreign government. So that's why they say they want to see this level of verification to prove the case either way, whether this is a president who's truly above board in separating his business interests, or whether he is in fact through this back door, as the attorneys general argue, receiving payments from foreign governments that personally benefit him as well as his family.
All right, Margaret Brennan, thank you.